and welcome to this session where we talk about what's new in the web client. Now, every major update of Business Central, every wave, begins with us investing in the fundamentals of our service, including performance, reliability, accessibility, and ensuring that our customers' data is secure and compliant. But we also take the time to analyze the feedback from you, our customers and our partners, to understand how we can keep getting better release after release. So in this brief video, we're going to show you some of the highlights from Update 22, where we've improved the web client based on your feedback. My name is Mike Borge-Cardona. I'm a product manager at Microsoft, and today I'm joined by Ivan.
Every major update of Business Central starts with us investing in fundamentals of our service, improving performance, reliability, accessibility, and making sure our customers' data is secure and compliant. But we also analyze feedback from our customers and partners to make sure we keep getting better release after release. In this brief video, we're going to show you some of the highlights from the Update 22, where we've improved web client based on your feedback. In today's session, Mike and I will take you through the latest and greatest in web client. I'll start off with talking about actionable error message dialogues, and then hand it off back to the studio to Mike to talk to you about drag and drop, fixed layout, and analysis views. So the first topic in our agenda today is all about how to get more productive with those annoying errors that no user is immune to. Errors are meant to interrupt users' task flow when something unexpected happens. Sometimes errors happen because of a slip, a typo, spelling, fat fingers, and these are mainly unavoidable. Other times, error happens because user has incomplete or incorrect information about the task or how UI works. For example, an action might be enabled, even though we know it's not possible to execute it successfully. These are more severe as they indicate usability problems. Errors are also a cause of loss of efficiency and bad experience with a product. However, you need to look at them as a golden opportunity to teach users something valuable, as you have all the user's attention when error is risen. In telemetry analysis and user research, we identified a couple of broad categories of errors in Business Central. On the tip of this iceberg are the ones where user can easily unblock themselves. They are of highest value to the end users. However, ideal scenarios for applying these are rare, mainly due to separation of responsibilities, permissions, and ability to change setup. You'll see some of the examples in the upcoming slides. These are followed by a large number of scenarios where user can easily be unblocked by a colleague, a key user, manager, or an admin. For example, user not having permission for something will require someone else to help him. And the last category, and the most broadest one, are those what we call avoidable errors, where it's the user interface's job to prevent users from even getting to the error situation. We decided to start with the errors where the end user can help him or herself, and so two general scenarios to cover. In a Take Me There scenario, action on the error dialog allows user to navigate to some place where they can do something about the error. For example, when entering an item journal and missing to assign a serial or lot number for an item, a Take Me There action will help user efficiently navigate to item tracking lines for item missing assignment of serial or lot number. This saves user time in scanning through the action bar and navigating to item tracking lines, making user more efficient in solving the error. You could also say, then, why all errors don't have such actions? Well, when deciding which action to put on the error dialog, you need to ask yourself, are you certain the user will have permissions to get to the page you're navigating him to? Otherwise, you risk annoying the user even more with an extra permissions error. Is it user's responsibility to change some setup pages you'll navigate him to? That's also the reason why the number of these Take Me There or Fix It For Me scenarios may end up being smaller than you initially thought, and smaller than the number of other error scenarios. One could argue, why just navigate the user? Why the action doesn't offer a fix for the user? For example, in cases on the left side, it's because we can't determine with certainty which serial numbers should be assigned, or in case of lot numbers, how to distribute quantity to a specific lot. So it's just safer to provide user with a shortcut to the place where he can enter those numbers himself. The user can then change the values themselves rather than having BC make corrections that the user may need to fix later anyway. However, there are cases where fix it for me works great. One example are errors caused by dimension value rules. In this scenario, we are certain what the expected value is, and we can read it from the default dimensions. Because of that, we can provide a targeted, granular fix that can be clearly presented and explained to the end user, so the user has the confidence and understand what the fix will do. Another important detail that may go unnoticed to the trained eyes of our experienced user are more concise and less robotic texts in the error messages title and body. That will certainly be appreciated by the novice users as well. Now you may say, yeah, well, it's all good that we have actions on error message dialogues, but we have journals, we have documents with hundreds of lines. So how do you go about fixing tens or hundreds of errors that I may get there? With investment in collectible error messages and the background check of documents and journals, together with actions on the error messages, we are now at the point where we will be able to provide users with a way to resolve errors in bulk. So you all know we have this error messages dialog, and right now error messages that have recommended actions will be visible in the error messages overview together with their statuses. In the error details fact box, users can navigate to the exact record that has an issue, and at the same time see what was the source of the error. Source can effectively be used to view what is the expected value to fix a specific error. Clicking on the error message shows the actionable error dialog that we just discussed. You could also select or filter items in the error messages list on various criteria and allow users to select a specific type of the error that happened across the document and simply accept the recommended action, thus fixing multiple errors in one go. This takes a lot less time and effort than to go through addressing each error sequentially. First impressions from the existing user research that we got for this were extremely positive. On top of this, we've also made some other error dialog improvements in this release wave. We've made sure that the application errors feel less alarming to the end user by removing how to report this issue section on the error dialogs. To keep the same level of troubleshooting data that the old version of the error dialog offered, we condensed this information on the copy details link. Copy details copies the troubleshooting information to the clipboard, while at the same time removes the UI noise and the alarmness of the error itself. There are a few things that are worth knowing while this is being rolled out. Actions are currently supported only in error dialogs. For example, validation bars won't contain actions just yet, though we are looking into this as this is where most of the data entry errors are shown. Actionable errors are currently in preview, available for developers to try them out. We will GA a limited set of actionable error dialogues with the upcoming minor releases, so keep an eye on the release plans for those. To guide developers to provide users with the consistent experience with actionable errors, we are also in process of preparing user experience guidelines. User experience guidelines will describe when and where to use actionable error messages and will be there when we make actionable errors generally available. Well, that was all I had for the actionable error messages. Now off to Mike back in the studio to tell us what else is new and exciting in Web Client. Mike?
Thanks, Ivan. Well, let's start with one productivity improvement that is sure to save a few clicks, and that's drag and drop. The file upload dialog now comes with a large drop area where you can drop the file that you want to upload. In this example here on screen, dragging a PDF document from your desktop and dropping it onto this colored space would have Business Central just proceed with uploading that exactly as you expect, to the document attachments. Now, if you'd rather use the classic File Explorer to browse for your files, that remains possible using this link. So the choice really is yours in this case. Now, most importantly, for this to appear, it requires no effort from AL developers. That's because this change only applies to the file upload dialog itself. There are no new controls that have been introduced. There are no changes to the file upload model either in terms of how many files can be uploaded. It's still one file at a time. So most importantly, all customers get to benefit from this change immediately with Update 22, no developer effort required. Next is a small change that really makes a world of difference in terms of being able to read data in Business Central. Now, Business Central offers multiple ways in which you can arrange information in a tabular structure on screen, right? One such way is what we call the fixed layout. It's a group of fields arranged in a grid-like structure, as this example on screen. And you'll find it in all kinds of places. Customer statistics is one good example. You also find it used as the footer to lay out fields in the bottom of worksheets, such as journals. Now, until now, the column header captions here didn't quite line up with the rest of the column and its data. And the reason for that was simple. Business Central has always strictly guarded the alignment of fields. Text fields would be left aligned, numeric fields would be right aligned, and in this case, just creates that conflict. So thanks to your feedback, we're improving readability of fixed layouts like this one, where now we automatically align column headers. And the word automatic there is super important because it means, again, no developer effort required. This just works. All customers get this with Update 22. The way it works is basically Business Central seeks out the first visible column value and aligns the header caption with that one. And finally, we're introducing a whole new way of deriving insights from your data. Previously, most analysis required you to export your data to some other application, such as Excel or Power BI, or you had to run a report, and when the report wasn't good enough, it didn't have that one field or total that you needed, then you had to get a developer to help you out and make adjustments. And that implementation, we all know that takes time and it costs money. So we're launching in preview now a new capability baked into the web client, where you can analyze list page data. Flip a switch to start analyzing your list. All the records quickly load up. You can adjust filters. You can move and show and hide columns. You can specify grouping and pivots as well to really get the most readable view of your data. You can work across multiple tabs and even save and resume later. And obviously enjoy instant column totals as well. Now, there's a lot to learn about this topic, so we've actually dedicated a whole separate session where we teach you all of the tips and tricks and have some great examples where you can go and apply this as well. Ivan, why don't you tell us about this other session and other sessions that people can enjoy with related content?
So sure, Mike. If you have just a little more time, there's some other great sessions we recommend. Take a deep dive into data analysis, where we show you how you can analyze list-based data directly from the web client. For developers, check out what's new in Visual Studio Code and AL, where we explain how to implement your own actionable error messages. And finally, take a look at how we continue to improve actions in Business Central. There's plenty of more resources if you are looking to get started with Business Central. So follow the buzz on social media or engage with the product engineering team. We are always interested in hearing your stories and feedback about how Microsoft can help you transform your business. On behalf of Business Central team, Mike and me, we'd like to thank you for tuning in and see you in the next session.